Hey there friends, it's Carly. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you're new here, and welcome to my kitchen, pantry and laundry transformation video. Today we are doing some much needed cleaning, storage and organization. So if that's something you're keen to see, grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into the video. So this was one of the very first days that we were moving into the house. So at this point, I'm kind of just trying to unpack as many things as possible and figure out what their location is going to be. I've got Shale here to help me. I had a heap of boxes to unpack with kitchen appliances and cutlery and dishes and things like that. As you can see from this point, our oven and stove had not been installed as yet. It took a couple of days after we'd moved in for the electrician to come around and do that. I had, however, given the kitchen a preliminary clean, so wiped down all the tops of the benches and vacuumed and wiped inside of the drawers. However, as this is a new build, dust does settle over time, so obviously this is something I'm just going to have to keep up to date with. And after the electrician came and installed both the oven and the stovetop, he did manage to get quite a bit of like sawdust and other sorts of grime in the drawers surrounding that cavity. So I did need to virtually take everything back out again and give it all a good vacuum in there to tidy up that space. We've done as best as we can out in the kitchen area, just knowing that some things are probably going to be maneuvered around as I get used to the space and kind of figure out what configuration is going to work best. And while we're in the pantry, I did have a couple of bags of food items and just other random kitchen items that I'm going to unpack. I have ordered and purchased a few things from Kmart in terms of storage. If you haven't watched my shop with me and Kmart haul video, go back and check that out, because I did buy a few sort of pantry slash kitchen items to help make everything more aesthetic and organized, and I will be setting those up shortly. Obviously, it is super exciting moving into a new home, especially for us since this is the first home that we've ever owned. So the maybe like 6 to 8 months leading up to us moving into the house, while it was being built, I was just slowly starting to accumulate some new things for the house, just whenever I saw them, whenever they were on sale, or whenever I had saved up the money. Aldi's middle aisle had been so good to me. I did purchase a heap of these big microfiber tea cloths, and I also found both a DeLonghi kettle and 4 prong toaster in the Aldi middle aisle also that I managed to pick up, and I'm going to set those up now in my butler's pantry. Unfortunately, a small downside to both moving and purchasing some new items for the house means they do come with a fair bit of packaging and rubbish, and at this present stage we're just waiting on some documentation from the building company so that I can apply for both a rubbish and recycle bin. So our garage at this stage is sort of a controlled chaos dumping station for broken down cardboard boxes, recycling, rubbish, all of these things, and the minimalist slash clean freak in me is definitely like being put to the test with all of this rubbish and recycle that is going on. If you had watched that previously mentioned shop with me video, you would have seen that I did purchase this Breville espresso coffee machine, and it was definitely something that I had been looking forward to for quite some time. I did get given a Harvey Norman gift voucher from some of my co-workers at school as part of a wedding gift for Dave and I earlier in the year, and I had been hoarding it away, knowing that as soon as we moved into this new house I was going to go there and use it towards purchasing a coffee machine. My morning coffee is just such a lovely, cozy and relaxing part of my morning ritual, and since opening this I have gotten use out of it almost every single day. It tastes just like buying a coffee at a coffee shop, and I think in the long run is probably going to save me a lot of money, but then also bring me a lot of joy as well. As you can see, the oven and stovetop are now successfully installed, and it's time for me to do a little bit of kitchen styling. I've just brought in this collection of some cookbooks, which I really need to start accessing so that I can perfect my cooking game. I am not much of a chef and definitely need to be inspired and gain some, I guess, skills and tools in that realm. I have also done a bit of an Aldi shop, so I have more bits and pieces that I can put in our pantry, and I also am starting to use up some of those Kmart storage solutions that I purchased in my shop with me video. I did buy two sort of Lazy Susan turntables, and I'm going to use one for kind of more condiments slash coffee moment, and then the other one for sort of all of my sauces and oils. And I had also picked up a woven basket that I'm going to use down at the bottom of the pantry shelving for more produce such as onions and potatoes and whatnot. I'm also going to go in and give these shelves a little bit of another wipe down, particularly since the first time that I cleaned the kitchen I didn't get up on a chair to get to some of the shelves that were up high, so they did need a little go over. Another of my successful Kmart purchases was these drawer liners. I got them in two sizes, so I got two of the extra wide ones and one of just the thinner ones, and I definitely underestimated how much I would need to use. So I used up the two wide ones pretty quickly just over this one side of drawers, and I did end up having to make another purchase so that I could do the other side. I was able to start on the other side but not finish it, and I definitely think they come in handy, particularly for more breakable items that you don't want sort of rummaging around in the drawers, and just keeping things neat and tidy as well. So I'm happy with that purchase, but just wish I had bought more in the first place. You live and you learn. And I realized that I'm also double handling here, because even though I had cleaned out the drawers, put things in, then the electrician came and messed up the place, so I had to take it out, clean the drawers, put the things back in, and now I am once again taking the things out, putting the drawer liners in, and putting the things back in. So there is a lot of back and forward going on here, but at least it allows me to perfect the space and make sure everything is organized in the way I want it to be. So I'm continuing my little challenge of going around and finding all of the nooks and crannies in the house that I didn't get to give a clean the first time, and one of those areas was all of these cabinets existing above our kitchen counters. And one of the first times that Dave came into the kitchen, he was looking for a glass so that he could have a glass of water, and he did instinctively reach to some of these top cupboards to find one, expecting that they would be there, which kind of does make sense logically. But unfortunately, my small stature sort of prevents me from really accessing any of these cupboards. If I was to put cups or bowls or anything up there, they would have to be literally on the first rung right at the front so that I could even reach, or I would have to have like a little step stool present with me in the kitchen every time I needed to get something. Thankfully, we have a whole heap of below counter storage with like very big deep drawers, so it was kind of unnecessary that I even needed to use these cabinets. So at present they are all completely empty, but at least if we need them for any sort of storage one day in the future, they are there ready to go. And then here is a look at the final product of my kitchen and pantry clean and organize. Basically, everything is done and set up exactly how I want it to. The only thing that is currently missing from our kitchen is we have 3 black bar stools that are coming. I had already lay-byed them, paid them off, and got all of the other furniture in the collection delivered. However, for some reason they were just out of stock at their warehouse, and I have to wait an extra couple of weeks, but they will be with us shortly. I absolutely love how the space turned out. I feel like everything is super aesthetic, organized, and just very easy to access. I also love how much light we get in the kitchen, particularly in the afternoon/evenings. The sun is just booming in, which makes it a beautiful place to want to be while you are cooking dinner. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some other areas of the house being transformed, I do have my living room and dining room coming up next. Make sure you subscribe down below. I put out new videos every single week. With that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.